Hello and welcome to Only Stupid Answers. My name is Sam Basher.
My name is DJ Wooldridge.
And we are pleased to bring you our first review for The Mandalorian, the very first episode, Chapter 1, exclusively on Disney+. Disney... Meant to say DJ.
Yeah.
So you logged in last night, 11 p.m.
Boop.
PST.
Yep.
And you're able to watch it.
Yes.
And this morning, I woke up bright-eyed, 5 a.m.,
Get those goggles tuned in.
And I fell asleep, and then I had to start again. So I was in a bit of a rush this morning.
Yeah.
Watched it. We're going to get into it. But I did want to give a shout-out to the director of the episode because I think he did a really good job.
Yes, Dave Filoni.
An amazing job.
You probably know him best from Star Wars' animated output. So Star Wars Clone Wars and the Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars... The Resistance, whatever the new one is that was on the Disney Channel. Yeah.
And also, we're going to be talking about the cast as we get into the review, but I did up top give a shout out to Ludwig Göransson, who did the score for The Mandalorian, also Black Panther, also just a bunch of stuff. He's
talented boy.
He is, and I think he did a really good job with this. Also, Jon Favreau.
He's the show, which is interesting to see him go from, like, he is the showrunner. Which is interesting. It's not like normally it's like with Boardwalk Empire, like Martin Scorsese directs the pilot and then he's like, I'm out, but give me a paycheck every episode. You know what I mean? That's not what's happening here. Like, this is his show.
Yeah, no, and also someone recently pointed out that the track record for Favreau movies are weirdly like 50-50. Like Elf and then like Iron Man 2, and Chef. And that's good. And then there was some
King.
But like Jungle Book did really well, but Lion King not so much. So they're like, oh, it's more 50-50. That being said, I'm gonna watch Jon Favreau. Basically, I'll give him. He has my money now, and I'm gonna check out his work because I think he's a really hardworking director, and I think usually. I enjoy a majority of everything he does. So I was very excited for The Mandalorian, and when it comes to Star Wars content that's been created since the Disney buyout, I've been like 50-50 on as well. Like I haven't there's some movies that like people love that I didn't, and vice versa.
Solo's your favorite.
Solo is my favorite. I think they really figured it out. I mean, they just got rid of Harrison Ford. Boring. He's old. New young guy, whatever his name is. He's well, you know that guy.
Yeah. I can't remember his name right now, but
not Childish Gambino. The boring guy that was next to Childish Gambino in the movie. I'm being mean. But yes, so I was a little nervous about this TV show. I feel like this show was way up your alley because it's a Western set in space, a Mandalorian. And, we've even done pitches for The Mandalorian if they were to come to the movie series. If you want to go 2 years back into our podcast, you'll find it somewhere.
It's somewhere buried in there. OnlyStupidAnswers.com.
Nice plug.
Yeah, so I think I'm similar because it's like I think this show has similar issues that all of the recent Star Wars output has, in that it's hard to escape the gravitational pull of not only what Star Wars is, but what people expect Star Wars to be. And this kind of feeling that these are the biggest, most expensive fan films ever because Star Wars is so tied to a singular vision. I think it'll be a similar problem to the new Lord of the Rings show because it's Tolkien's work, but then the visual language of that is so tied to what Peter Jackson did that if you come up with something new, people aren't going to like it because it's new. But if you stick too much to the old stuff, people are going to be like, well, give me something new. You know what I mean? It's just this weird tension that I think the benefit this has is I felt it in this first episode. It felt, it just felt like it's Star Wars. It's just another Star Wars thing. But because it's a show, as episodes progress and you get past the initial setup into what this could be, I think there's a lot of potential for this to grow and change and add new things to what people expect from a Star Wars thing.
So right off the bat, I super enjoyed this episode. I think overall pacing was really enjoyable. I think in the first chunk of the episode, we're meeting our fish buddy, who is the first bounty that our Mandalorian goes after. Chatty he is, and I wasn't like, and not my favorite, not the horrible, horrible at all. I just not my favorite. And so once they like kind of elbowed him into the little freezer and he was carbonated, I'm like, okay, good. Also the idea of like having like a collection card of like, oh, he's doing all the bounties, and in this kind of like Wild West of the Empire's down, money kind of doesn't mean anything and everyone's poor, but we still need to capture these people and make money. So.
Yeah, I liked that visual of the carbonite shelf. I liked, and I like that it's not set, because there was a stretch where everything was after Revenge of the Sith, but before A New Hope. And I'm glad we're done with that. Like, just throw that in the trash. We've done that to death. You know what I mean? Like, now we're post that. There's still when we run into Werner Herzog's characters, there's still like remnants of the Empire, and they feel appropriately shady because, let's be honest, like people wear the costumes and stuff, but they're space Nazis. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they are.
And now they're space Nazis for hire.
Yeah, exactly.
It's scary, and the world building they do, like right off the bat, I think it feels very Star Wars, but it also feels like, oh, these are new corners that you're visiting. It's not like Attack of the Clones where you're flying over a whole planet and you're like, and now you're getting the whole picture and we're going to go talk to one person in a boardroom and then we're going to go away. And it's like, no, this feels like we're going to live in this little corner of this planet and then we're going to move on, and you get to learn a little bit of how the planet functions, but you don't need to know too much. Specifically, Nick Nolte's character is like the cowboy that writes tadpoles. I'm like, and he's like, that is what I've said. He ends every sentence on a very specific, like, you don't, no more talking. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Which
I have spoken or something.
I have spoken, and that is actually how Nick Nolte talks. So they just kind of fit it into the character.
They had to work around it.
I have spoken.
It's like, well, I guess he said it, so I guess we're done now.
I wasn't listening when he said his lunch order, but he says, I have spoken, so I'll bring back something. I'm not sure. But what did you think of Pedro Pascal's performance?
I thought it was really good. I'm interested to see how they build this character, because at first he seems very, very taciturn and rough, but near the end he starts kind of fitting into the more generic hero mold, like he does. It feels as edgy as they'll let Star Wars be. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah,
he does chop somebody in half with a door.
He does chop somebody in half, but the guy's a squid dude. We don't care about it.
Oh, but also, hey, maybe what if like the legs got up? It's like, hey, not cool, dude. And he
more of that, please.
Oh, so there's zero stakes in this. Yeah.
Well, no, just with the squid people, they just can be chopped up and whatever.
So what if you ever? He's like a red shirt. If you ever see him in the background, just unload all your ammo into that.
For me, it was great seeing Carl Weathers. I believe we'll probably see more of him. He is kind of the Mandalorian's main.
Oh, you mean our favorite new character? Excuse me, how did I not have this queued up? Greef Carga.
Yeah, that guy. It was great seeing him. It looks like he's going to be his main contact in the bounty world. Love Werner Herzog and everything forever and ever. I just love the way he relays information.
Bounty hunting is a dangerous game. I can't do accents or voices. But
you were pretty close. But for
practice.
me, my favorite edition. Are we doing spoilers? Is this full spoiler? The show episode's out. People can watch it. I say we go for it.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go for it. Taika Waititi makes a cameo as IG-11, not AG-88, but a similar type of droid model.
There could be more than one robot.
I thought he was great. It was great. It was stuff that was like, oh, that's the cool part of Star Wars, as opposed to just the Star Warsy part of Star Wars. Like, that stuff is not something I'd see in like Star Trek or any other sci-fi movie that's influenced by Star Wars later.
And I actually want to hear from you guys when it comes to the background of Pedro Pascal's character. He's obviously an original creation for this show, and we get flashes of where he came from. That it was, I guess, when the Empire fell, or when his planet was taken over, or his town was taken over by the Empire. Something happened. We lost his parents, and so his upbringing as a Mandalorian bounty hunter, it feels very loosey-goosey. Like he takes himself seriously and he's good at his job, but there's still a lot that he has to learn. And you brought up at the end that he's more of an action hero by the end of it, but I did like that he's capable. Where like, oh, you saw Terminator walk into a place you're supposed to go. If I can reason with it and we can work together, that might be worth it, instead of going off and trying to fight it, because it can look in every direction.
It's so cool. Yeah. That whole sequence from him taking out the whole shootout at the location was my favorite sequence.
And I like it. Also, good bit. Rule of threes. You have it trying to self-destruct. It's like, stop it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, please stop trying to self-destruct. But you spoke a little bit about him dealing with the other Mandalorians, which I'm going to be honest, I'm a little in the weeds on, because my knowledge of the Mandalorians mostly came from the expanded universe stuff when that mattered.
Yeah, no, it's to the garbage disposal now.
And if I remember correctly, the Mandalorians were long gone and Boba Fett was like it. Jango Fett and then Boba Fett were kind of like it. So I don't know, but it was interesting that his payment, a cool looking space rock with the Empire logo on it, is I guess what they use to make their best armor. He gets a new shoulder pad from it, and it looks like his helmet might be made from the same material,
which is really cool. Also, I'm a big fan of the other Mandalorian's helmet that looked more like a knight.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. Which is, I've seen different versions of that helmet and other properties and stuff.
Kids running around with the helmets, it's like this looks like a nightmare, man. Like, how does it's got to get musty in there.
Yeah,
remember when a microphone starts smelling like spit a little bit because of the spit guard? It's like that's the helmet.
They got Star Wars technology in there. It's all 80s adjacent futuristic tech. It's good. It's fine. They self cleaning.
Yeah.
Windex gets sprayed out in it every once in a while.
It'd be funny if they reveal there's these like little bacteria that clean it out for them or whatever.
So you know those fish that open their mouths?
Yeah.
Little krill go in there and clean it.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Space ones go
Same
in there.
bit.
Space krill. IG-11 and the and Pedro Pascal's character, Mando. We can call him whatever we want. It's our show. We can talk about it however we want. They're back-to-back repartee between like taking out like all of these like smugglers, I guess. We'll use a general term, criminals.
Maybe not, though.
It was
It might be good guys.
May have taken out a daycare employees. But we do learn that, because we're not doing a play-by-play for you guys, because if you're joining us, we're doing spoiler discussion. We know that the bounty was for someone who was 50, and they said, get out of here. I'm not going to give you any more information.
Yeah.
And
I want to give you the least informative piece of information.
Do you have a hairstyle? Do you have, does he wear a favorite? Yeah, weight.
Yeah.
Favorite shirt. Does he shoe size? Anything. That would be helpful for what we find out. But yeah,
First
50
name
years.
Sounds like.
Yeah. We find out that what they're after is a space crib. Cool.
Yeah.
And inside that space crib is a little baby Yoda. I'm going to go ahead and pull up what the species of that.
I mean, good. I don't know if Yoda has a species name.
I'll pull it up, but
okay, because I saw online everybody's calling it Baby Yoda. Obviously, it's not. I shouldn't say obviously. I mean, who knows?
Obviously,
but I think it's safe to say that it's not Yoda, unless these races get reincarnated. That would be insane. No, it can't be because we see Ghost Yoda in Last Jedi. Spoilers for Last Jedi. So it's part of the same species, just like everybody's other favorite character, Yaddle from Phantom Menace.
There's a couple other ones too. There's a couple other ones in this from like Legends as well. It includes all this. Wikipedia includes
there you go.
all of them. Wow, they're really not listing Dooku. Nope. Cool. Nope. That's not. That can't be what it is.
What did you think about the little baby Yoda?
I immediately.
Of course. His eyes are so big. His ears are so big.
Yeah, I was just dog sitting for a friend, and their dog can be a handful, but their ears are bigger than their torso, and it's so cute.
Yeah.
That's why it's a big pull of corgis as well. So it's like a little corgi in there. And also, like you mentioned before we started recording, 50 years is super not helpful to what we're dealing with.
If it's a baby, then telling me 50 years doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Look for something that's aged about 50 years, but it lives to about maybe 10,000 years, give or take. And so...
Yeah.
So
take your best guess. Like, it's basically a fetus.
Is this the boring kind of immortal? Is this the one where it's like you don't age to like sexy 21-year-old and then you get to like do then you'd stay that until someone stabs you in the chest?
No. This is I think Yoda lived to be about 900 something if I remember back to Empire. It's interesting because this is a similar thing when I'm talking about. Like I liked that you said it was 50, but what that means is different, and that's the fun stuff of sci-fi. But on the other hand, it's this it feels too trapped into like remixing classic iconography. It's like, hey, you remember this? You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it because and what it means for the character. Because obviously, he's not so cold-hearted that he's willing to shoot a baby in the face. Because Disney Plus isn't going to let that down there. Are you kidding
And also,
me?
just to make sure I understood, was the bounty for just terminating the baby, or was it for bringing it back too? Because I remember,
because
IG-11 had that.
IG-11 said that, so maybe somebody else sent him other than Werner Herzog, because the scientist the actor who played the scientist with Werner Herzog, he's been in a bunch of stuff as well. He wants the baby. for whatever reason. And Werner Herzog is like, yeah, but also maybe don't. It's because they want genetic proof of it's being destroyed. So I don't know what this. It'll be interesting to see how they unpack why the Empire, what's left of the Empire, cares about this. Why the scientist cares. Because it's a scientist. Could it be a clone, or is it because of Force stuff?
Or there's maybe Force
because I don't know about you. I assume that it's like it's gonna be some Jedi. It's gonna be some like whatever. And I'm glad that it wasn't that. Because that was a swerve. You know.
And also it was a cute reveal. And also it allowed for more puppets. Gang, you got as many puppets as you'd ever want.
Get more puppets.
Nick Nolte's lips. There's one puppet. And also I was actually a fan of that because it had that Western feel that I was hoping for in the show, where like I thought we were gonna get like that feel with other Star Wars properties, where it's going to feel like it's expanding and feel like Rogue One's a war movie. So and it's like it's kind of all felt the same to me. Like, and this felt like what I wanted it to feel like, and it felt like a Western. And I liked that. Oh, you're wrangling cattle. You gotta ride the cattle over the thing. Nick Nolte, he's just a simple farmer who farms tadpole monsters. and he just wants them to live. And he's gonna help people, and he's like, every time I help someone, they die. And he's like, why would I want your help then?
It sounds like your bad help.
Also, I did like that Pedro Pascal has a personality.
And he's a talented enough actor that he can act beyond the helmet. You know, he's not kind of like hamstrung. And also for the fact that I'm 90% sure he's not in that costume. I think we're dealing with a Doom Patrol situation.
I hope he's in the costume.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like the way he reacted to being cast in the show and the way he's been in interviews, it seems like he'd be on board to do that.
Yeah.
Like when Oscar Isaac was on board to put on all that Apocalypse makeup. And it paid off. Then that paid off.
Really helped with this?
Yeah. No, this is definitely better than X-Men Apocalypse.
Easily.
And it also, it's super intriguing. I love how the end credits were these murals of what happened in the episode.
The end credits were great. The end credits were really cool. It looked like concept art or like murals, like you said. Like really smart.
There's a lot of things to like in this, and there's a lot of things to unpack in this. Like your hippo lizard coming out of the ice. Big fan of that.
Brian Posehn gets ate up.
Yeah, and I'm also a big fan of that he's not a fan of droids. I like the little, you're able to learn more and more about his backstory. That like, dead, mom, dad. Yeah. Very Batman-esque. Doesn't like droids. Very Batman-esque.
Sure,
maybe.
We got a cape like Batman. Wait, is this Batman?
Wait, it's Batman. Also, I like the explanation for it. His costume seemed pretty slimmed down compared to what I thought. Like a Boba, like in my head is like a Boba Fett, a Mandalorian, what they were supposed to look like, and now I get to see that like, oh, he's going to be building the costume and upgrading it as we move through the show, and that sounds really cool. But before we rate it, I want to talk about what you mentioned what the Baby Yoda, we'll call him that. The Baby Yoda could be used for. Do you think we'll get a situation where he's babysitting the Yoda and the Force powers kick in as a baby? I know there's rules that say they don't do that, but all of a sudden it's moving around
100%
things in the cabin, and he's like, I've been a single dad, it's so hard. Ooh. And then he's gonna have to get a different droid to help, or maybe Gina Carano or Giancarlo Esposito. They come in, it's a bit of a roommate situation. They got to raise the baby. 3 babies and a 3 men and a baby.
3 babies and a daddy. 3 babies and a daddy. The new show, 3 babies and a daddy.
No, my theory, I'm thinking we're going to get some Force shenanigans.
100%.
Also, Star Wars does have a comedic vein in it. You got to have that in some sci-fi stuff, unless you're doing the super dark stuff like Event Horizon. There's nothing funny in that movie. No. A lot of hell demons. But what do you think what do you think the end game is for the Baby Yoda?
Well, I don't know, because it's 50 years old. I think that part confuses me, because it's gonna be a bit. If it's a part of the show moving forward, it's never not gonna be a baby, and it doesn't, because they were like, there's a huge Star Wars spoiler on the Mandalorian, and it's like, well, it's not. This thing can't show up unless it's like our equivalent of, like you said, like a toddler. It's not gonna show up in The Rise of Skywalker. You know what I mean? So I don't know what. Because of how we've gauged its aging, I don't know how it's going to pertain, but I think there will definitely be Force shenanigans with it. Baby Force shenanigans.
And also, we got a really cool shout out. I can't believe we went so fast by this, to Life Day. From the Star Wars holiday special.
Last time Star Wars was on live action on TV.
That made me very happy. So you take something that is pretty despised, but then became beloved for the wrong reasons by the fandom. Something that people despise is Yoda's flipping around when he's fighting. And as a kid, I was like, this is cool.
Yeah, I kind of like that in Clone Wars too.
Yeah, but people don't like those movies, so I just assume they don't like every part of those movies.
Yeah.
If you got little baby Yoda flipping around inside the ship, I wouldn't be upset about that. Getting in the air vents, get out of there,
Get out of there, you little
scamp. Yeah, little scamp. That's what we call him. He's gonna have a Y in it. Scamp with a Y in the middle of it.
I mean, how are you gonna rate? Like, or is it just gonna trade off parents as it gets older? Like, okay, I guess you're gonna raise this baby for the next 60 years of your life, and then it's going to pass on to the next person.
Or in Rise of the Skywalker, right before they leave, it's like, oh, here you go, you got to take care of this. It's a moody teenager now. Deal with this.
Or maybe they can get some of the tech Vite was using the most recent episode of Watchmen to age it up.
Oh wait, you want to hear us talk about Watchmen? Well, we have a new review for the newest episode out on our channel. But really quick,
that show's significantly more traumatizing than this show.
Let's go ahead and rate this. Yes. I give this, honestly, this is super my jam. 9 out of 10. Really liked it.
Cool.
What would you give it?
I would give it like an 8. I would give it an 8. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed elements of it, and I think there's room because it's a show, and I think there's room for it to like find its own rhythm and everything, and kind of escape, what some of the more traditional Star Wars elements.
I did want to ask if you were just a casual fan, could you see yourself, and we're not reviewing this, just say like, let's just wanted to watch it. Would this episode be enough for you to check out other episodes? Do you think it did enough?
Well, I mean, I already have mixed feelings with where the franchise has been going, and I'm interested to check out the next episode.
Very cool.
Because again, it's that sense of like, it lays the groundwork in a way that it's like, okay, I'm interested to see where you take this.
I'm super on board. I hope you guys are as well. We might be doing some more reviews here. Maybe Winona, can you come join us? Winona, you want to come up? Maybe you can see her a little bit. But let us know what your thoughts are and your theories are for a little baby Yoda. Also names in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And check out patreon.com/onlystupidanswers. Maybe we could do like live watch-alongs for this show. Maybe Winona can join us. Maybe you can watch our reviews live with us. DJ, where can people find you?
At DJ Talks Trash. You can find this boy at Sam Basher, and you can follow everything we do at Only Stupid Answers.
Ink out the vowels from stupid on Twitter.
Let us know if you want to keep doing Mandalorian stuff. It looks like its release schedule is going to be unique. Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, and this is Winona. Go give her some love in the comments. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.